channel, Precious Millionaire Logistics. Here we share Forex education, weekly Forex market analysis, and yes, we share with you how to trade Forex with our Forex trade idea and plan. As always, we share with you how to apply price action, supply and demand, and of course, our trick statistics approach to the market. If you love the idea, kindly subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, leave a comment, and then turn on the notification bell to see regular Forex education and analysis from us. Let's dive into the charts. You how I intend to trade the USD pair next week, right? The USD the United States dollar against the Canadian dollar, and here we are on the weekly chart. So fundamentally, guys, the last report we got from the card, right, from the fundamental aspect was the retail sales MOM report, right? And the retail sales showed that the Canadian dollar is quite strong, right? The retail sales were higher. That's the recent news that was released on, I think, 18th, right, on Friday. So with that, we can actually see that, okay, that there's a possibility of the Canadian dollar becoming stronger as opposed to the retail sales report that was released earlier for the USD that showed that the retail sales weren't really much that impressive. The figures weren't really that good, and also showed weakness from the USD rather, guys. Okay, so on that notion, guys, let's look at the chart technically. Okay, so from the technical aspect, guys, we can see USD CAD from this point here, that's September 2020 rather, the price has been on a downtrend, right? Price has been on a downtrend. Remember, guys, on the weekly chart, and we're looking at the USD weekly Forex market analysis for next week. So from this point here, the price has actually been on the high side, right? That's been going high, right? Breaking through our moving average here, it made some kind of ranges within here, but there was an impulsive move to the upside, right? And then the price also came down, right? Went up again and actually came down, right? So the price has been on a quite slow uptrend from this point here, right? But on getting here, you can see that there was a quite pause here. There was a halt here because the price has pretty much been trading in a range from this point, coming down here, coming up here, down, up, right? And at this point here, you can see that from here, the price has been losing momentum to the upside. So we can consider this area here. I don't want to highlight it, but this area here has pretty much been in a kind of range, in a kind of distribution zone. And right here, what we see was the price actually making a kind of move, a bearish move, to the downside, breaking through our moving average, breaking and closing below our moving average. So from this point, you can actually see some, pressure points, which I would like to highlight here, some sensitive areas to actually watch there, right? So after this impulsive bullish candle, right, to the upside, right, we got this bearish wick here, shooting star candle. So from here started, we can highlight this area as a supply zone, right, as a supply zone. And that's pretty well a supply zone here, because what we can see here is after this push phase, the price tested the price at this point here, the price came downwards, right? And then there was this up thrust, this impulsive move to the upside, right, followed by a bearish candle, weekly candle here, and the pressure showed that after then was a kind of bearish wick, but the price has pretty much been distributing around this area. So I'll not really want to go much into the complicated stuff here, but very simple, we can see that the price has really been trading within this range, and then there's a breakout here, breakout candle. So at this point here, let's go back to the chart to see what we can see earlier. So right down here, we can spot a kind of move here, right? We have here to be a demand zone somewhere around here. I'll explain why. We have here to be a demand zone. Why? Because what are demand zone connected by, right? We have this, there has to be either a drop base drop or a rally base drop. So right here, what we have is that the price from here is rallied, right? Rallied and came down here, formed a base here, and then so we had a rally base, right, rally, right, and then at this point here, we can see that the price actually came down to this point, right, and then came down to this point, right, forming right here a drop, right? From here, after this accumulation from here, right, you have this rally to the upside base, right, and this drop. So what we want to see is the price actually here, going up to this area and then falling back down into the demand zone on the downside. So with that said, guys, let's look at the chart from what we want to see here and what we want to expect. So personally here, I'll be expecting this kind of move right here. Looking at it, if we actually zoom a little bit, you can see some wicks here, right, showing that there is a support level that was indeed broken here, right, because the price has really been trading around this area, right, and this entire week here shows that there is a support level kind of here that was actually stopping the price before this very much impulsive candle broke and closed below our moving average. So what we can see in totality is that the market still has a bearish sentiment, like there are still sellers very much active in the market. So what we would like to see is the price to actually come down to this point. But before then, guys, let's see what we have on the daily chart too as well. Okay, so on the daily chart, it's pretty well marked here, right? Looking at the chart, you can see that the price has really been around this area, right? It's quite clearer here. So the price from a Wyckoff perspective, we can say that there was a kind of right here, you have this preliminary supply right here, right? After the preliminary supply, then the price actually pushed up to what we call the buying climax, right? Buying climax, and then the price actually came down to a secondary test at this point, right? Secondary test right here, and then you can see here around this area, price breaking through around this area, right, coming down right to this point here, actually to this point where you have the automatic reaction, right? So from this point here, we can see the price actually pushing back into the zone and actually been trading here. So we have this first phase, right? We also have the second phase, and we have here, but in totality, what this shows here is the price actually trading in this range, distributing, price actually trading around here. So we would likely want to see this price actually go up a bit, right? Test a previous resistance, a resistance level which was previously a support level, and then head its way back down. But before that, guys, we want to notice that there was a kind of supply, a kind of support level, like this area is a kind of support level here. So first off, if the price actually goes up, right, and then comes down, we expect this level here to be cleared and for the price to actually trade downwards. So let's go back to the weekly chart and actually set our range, right? Okay, so this is what I want to likely see. Okay, I want to use the arrow. Okay, I want to see the price actually go up a bit. And then I want to see it come down to this area, right? I want to see something like this. You see the price actually come down to this area. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is what I want to see. So our sentimental bias for the USDCAD is actually bearish, but when the market opens, we may likely see some slight move to the upside before price actually makes its way to the downside, because from what we can see here, guys, there are active sellers in the market, and fundamentally, guys, we want to see a stronger card, right? Canadian dollar at this time. Okay, so from this point here, let's see what we have on the daily chart again. Okay, so this is what we want to kind of see. So it doesn't have to be that perfect, but anywhere around this region, we should be looking for a sell, to actually short this pair to the downside, right? To actually short this pair to the downside. Okay, so let's see what we have on the 4-hour. Okay, so from the 4-hour chart, you can very much see from 15th here that the bears had really had the market. And from this 4-hour chart, what can we make out of it too? Okay, we can also see what is most likely to be at this point here. You have a double top, right? A double top, and you have the M pattern formation, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? M. So we just want to see a slight retest, right? Maybe reaching this neck to this point, to this point, somewhere around this area, and then want to see the price fall. So back to the weekly chart. Okay, so let's see if I can have my target box here. Let's see. So we're going short. Okay, that's too tight. Mind you guys, doesn't have to be too perfect, doesn't have to be perfect, but let's see if we can adjust this to the upside later on. Okay, all right, so that's what we have here for the USD card on the swing term perspective, guys. Okay, this is the daily chart and this is what it looks like. But then your risk reward management could your risk to reward management could actually be, you know, a little bit lesser, or, you know, depending on the trading strategy you're using and your risk to reward. But this is what I want to kind of see on the USD card pair, right? So our sentimental bias for the USD card is quite bearish, so we're looking forward to plan sell trades for the USD card from the weekly chart, the daily chart, mid-term swing and all, right? So guys, there's our analysis for the USD card. We hope you guys can actually appreciate this. If you like the idea, if you love the channel, please subscribe to the channel, you know, leave a comment if you enjoyed the analysis or if you have some contribution to make, right? And also we also like you to appreciate the content by leaving a like and that. So guys, let's go make some money, let's go take some risk. Precious Millionaire Logistics.